Welcome to the Matt O'Grady Coaching Podcast. This is where Matt shares all his ideas on how to be happier, more successful, and enjoy life to the fullest. Please go to mattogradycoaching.com and theliving.gratitudebook.com to learn more and receive your free micro coaching session with Matt.
Hello, this is Matt O'Grady in the Matt O'Grady Coaching Podcast, and I'm going to do a quick but really important talk this morning. I very recently, just a couple days ago, dealt with a very difficult situation, and it was in my business where two trusted people that I've been working with for some time, at the same time, literally within days of each other, decided that they weren't going to work with my business anymore. I didn't have any heads up. I didn't know that they were looking for other work. I didn't know that they were leaving, and it all came kind of abruptly and as a shock. And it was a very interesting situation to be put in because they were two pivotal people in my business, my digital marketing business, and they're working on some important things, and up until that point, for the most part, they had done really good work. Neither were perfect, but who's perfect, right? And so it brought up a lot for me because I've had a lot of people work with me for many years consecutively. One of these people was relatively new in the last year, but another person had been with me a couple years. And it's such an interesting situation when we have to deal with surprising change, shocking change, abrupt change. When it's more gradual, we tend to be able to deal with it a little better. We're kind of mentally, emotionally prepared for it. But when it comes as a shock, it's kind of fascinating to see how we react and what our experience is, and what comes up for us. And in the beginning, I was sad, first of all, because I really cared about these people. I really liked them. And I thought my expectation was that they'd be working with us for years, building this business together that just keeps growing every few months significantly. And it's, the digital marketing field is exploding. So it was exciting to have them on the team and really building something. But I completely respect their choices to do what they need to do for their lives. And so, and I wish them the absolute best. And I've forgiven them for anything that I felt like was, quote unquote, wrong about that they did. And I just wish them the absolute best in life. And I really want to see them succeed. And I hope that we can stay friends in the future. But for me, it was, okay, as the owner of the company, as the leader of the company, how do we handle this? So the first process was like, okay, what can we do? And so we're doing. And in this process, the rest of my team rallied, and we all came together to, move things forward and still be successful. And within less than 24 hours, everything was 100% where it needed to be. And it was just amazing to see that process happen. I'm so grateful and so thankful to my whole team for, rising to the occasion and being there. And the most important people and the most faithful people that have been with me for years were just amazing. And a couple new people were really amazing too. Janice, thank you. Janice, Barry, and Bhavini, and Liz, and just, even some really new people were amazing. And so I'm just so thankful. It gave an opportunity for goodness to come in. And when we're challenged, we often forget that this is like a crack where the light can come in brighter and deeper and more beautiful and more powerful than it ever has before. And haven't we all experienced that, right? Whether it was I'm talking about a work thing, so it's not a true tragedy, but we've all had tragedies in our lives, all big emotional losses where we've lost people or relationships or homes or jobs or situations that were really important to us, and it happened abruptly. And even through that pain, there were some beautiful relationships or experiences or situations that came from it. And I feel like if we're open to it, if we have the faith, if we have the belief, if we have the expectation that beauty and goodness and support and helpfulness and all of those types of things can come through, it's amazing what can happen. And I wanted to share with you a quote from Robert Collier. He's an old spiritual author, and this is what he wrote. "See the things that you want as already yours. Know that they will come to you at need. Then let them come. Don't fret and worry about them. Don't think about your lack of them. Think of them as yours, as belonging to you, as already in your possession." And essentially what I needed in this situation was the work that these people were handling to move forward, to get the support, to do what it needed to do. And what's so amazing about this is that it happened like that. And what turned it around, from my perspective, the thing that I started doing differently was stop taking it personally, stopped, being upset about losing them and, wondering how it's all going to work out. I started just focusing on what I wanted it to be. Okay, now there's this wide open space. There's this, when somebody leaves our lives, whether it's work or personal, they're creating a vacuum, and we're often just staring at this loss of them and the pain that we think it equals, instead of getting focused on what we want and then allowing it to come into our lives. Like Robert says here, know that they will come to you at your need, then let them come. Don't fret and worry about them. Don't think about your lack of them, because that takes the space for something to come in. If we just fill the vacuum with worry and stress and oh no, what's going to happen? Oh no, we get worried about it, then that takes the space and we block what's trying to come into our lives. We block that goodness, that beauty, that light that we're hoping to receive. And all we need to do is to start to get focused on what we want to come in. So essentially what I did was I started to think about everything being solved, all the solutions in place. And can I tell you that within minutes of doing that, the whole tide turned. Everything started to shift. And it was just a few hours after the quote-unquote loss. And the truth is, it's not a loss at all. It's just change. It's just change. And I wish them the absolute best from the bottom of my heart. I pray that they're happy and successful and do amazing in the rest of their lives. And who knows, maybe we'll even work together again. I stay open to it. But regardless, I have to respect their choice to leave, and I have to respect my choice to allow in even better. And it's already happened. Almost like this was divinely ordained, this beauty that is always trying to reach us if we're open to it. But if we're not open to it, and we fill up that space, and when we block all the goodness in our lives with worry and stress, man, it just can't come in. It's like a force field that blocks it from coming in. That's what stress and worry and doubt and anxiety does to our lives. So it's so important to just step back, relax as best we can, open up to what we really want, to really just pivot on it. So this is what's wrong, and the opposite of this thing that I see as wrong is what? And you start to define it, you start to visualize it, start to see it, and then get focused on that, get the feeling behind it, start to feel how good it's going to feel when it's solved, when the problem is fixed, when the new person is in our space when things are going the way we want it to. Because the truth is, as I've had some time to reflect on it now a couple days later, the positions that these people held, I really didn't feel like they were being done to the best of the ability, and I was hoping that they would grow into something more. But now, upon reflection, I can see that that probably wasn't going to happen. Not because they didn't have the skill, it was really, time and availability and just a certain level of knowledge and education that just wasn't going to be possible. Based on the positions they were holding. So the fact that I now have people who are going to be able to do a better job is amazing. And just within a couple days, just seeing how things can turn around so quickly. Now, I know this is a kind of a more simple example, a work example, but I wanted to share it because I've been having all these aha moments about it and seeing how quickly things can turn around. So I just wanted to make sure to share this with you because it felt so profound, so beautiful, and so powerful. I hope you enjoyed it. I usually do much longer, but today I've got to run. Everything's blowing up. I got a lot of work to do today, and I'm very excited about it. And I'm really excited to speak to you and get to know you. So I hope you go to mattogradycoaching.com and you shoot me a note and you visit with me. You get on the email newsletter, say hello on Facebook or wherever, and that's it. Let's do this thing. Take it easy. Be well. Namaste.